Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a fall inspired look that I'm wearing right now. It's going to be a gold smoky eye and a bold lip. I hope you all enjoy. Thanks for watching. So I'm starting off by applying a primer, and for that I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer in Light, and I'm just going to be focusing this on the center of my face. Next I'm going in with my foundation, and for that I'm using the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, and I'm just going to be applying this all over my face using a Real Techniques buffing brush. I personally tend to take a while doing my foundation just because I like to make sure everything is nice and blended out and looks nice and smooth all over the face. So after foundation, I'm going to be going in with my concealer, and today I'm going to be using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer as well as the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And here I'm going in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer just to cover up any dark circles I may have. And I'm just going to be applying this using my finger. I personally like the overall finish that I get when I use my finger rather than a brush for this concealer. So here I do go back in with that buffing brush just to make sure that everything is nice and evenly spread out, and also to make sure that there aren't any harsh lines between the foundation and the concealer. So now I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I'm applying that basically to the center of my face. So down my nose, on my chin, in the center of my forehead, and kind of around my mouth. And I'm going back in with that same buffing brush just to make sure everything is nice and blended out. So moving on to the brows, I go in with the Anastasia Duo Brow Powder in the color Dark Brown, and here I went for more of a natural looking brow. Depending on how I'm feeling, I like to switch up my brow. Sometimes I'll go for more of a bold look, sometimes I'll keep it natural like I'm doing here. And I'm applying this product with the MAC 266 Angle Brush. This is by far my favorite brush to apply any eyebrow product. And when applying your product, you want to make sure that you're applying it in the same direction that your eyebrow is growing. This is because you want it to look more natural rather than like it's been drawn on. And when I'm done applying the rest of my brow product, I like to go in with a little spoolie brush and just make sure everything is nice and combed through. So before I do anything else, I like to go in and set my foundation as well as my concealer. And the product that I use to set my under eye concealer and the places that I highlight on my face is the Ben Nye Neutral Set Colorless Powder. And for the rest of my face, I like to go in with the Smashbox Loose Powder in the color Light. I just use a little bit of a darker powder for the rest of my face so that you can still see where I highlighted. So moving on to the eyes, I like to start off by applying a good base, and for this I go in with MAC's Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, and I'm just applying this using my finger all over the lid. So after I apply my base, I like to go in and highlight my brow bone, and for that I'm using the color Vanilla by MAC. And the reason that I apply the brow bone color first is because I find that when applying the colors to the crease, it just helps with the blending. It makes it a lot easier for me. So now I'm going to be going in with the Lorac Pro palette, and the first color that I'm going to use from this palette is the color Taupe, and I'm just going to apply this to the crease, and this color is going to be my transition shade. So I'm applying this color with the MAC 217 blending brush. I think this is one of the best blending brushes there is. It really gets in there, helps you pack on the color as well as blend it out at the same time. And here I'm just going in with a bigger blending brush just to blend out any harsh edges there might be, and this brush is by Makeup Designery and it's the number 800. The next color I'll be going in with is the color Gold, and I'm just going to be taking this and applying it pretty much all over the lid. And for this, I'm using a flat shading brush. This one I got from Victoria's Secret. It doesn't have any specific number on it, but you could use any flat shading brush that you have. So I'm going back to that palette, and the next color I'll be using is the color Sabol. And I'm just taking that 217 brush again and applying this more to the outer corner and dragging it up into the crease. And you always want to make sure that your product is evenly distributed on both eyes. You want to make sure that everything just looks nice and even. And here I'm just going back in with that bigger blending brush and just blending out the harsh edges, making sure everything looks nice and neat. And the last color I'll be taking from that palette is Espresso, and I'm going to be applying this with the same 217 brush, and again more toward the outer corner and blending it up a little bit into the crease as well. And I really like to take my time when blending out my shadows. You just want to make sure that everything looks nice and evenly distributed, and you want to make sure that there aren't any harsh lines. And then going in one last time with that bigger blending brush and just making sure that everything is nice and blended out. And the last shadow that I go in with is more of a champagne color by MAC. I'm not exactly sure the name of it, but I'll have everything listed in the description bar below. This I'm just lightly dusting it over the lid and putting it in the inner corner for a little bit of a highlight. Next, I'm going to be applying my eyeliners, but when I first start off here, I'm actually going back in with that eyeshadow Sabol and just running it along my lash line just to give me a little bit more of a smoky effect. And I'm just using a flat angled brush to do that. This brush that I have doesn't really have a number on it, so I'm not sure what it is, but you could use any angle brush that you want. And here I'm going in with that MAC 217 just to blend everything out once again. So I finally get to the eyeliner, and for my winged eyeliner I use the Bobbi Brown gel liner. I think that it's best to take your time when applying your gel liner. You want to make sure that you do smaller strokes here and there. I think that when you try to do it all at once, it could get a little bit messy, and no one wants to have to go in and continuously fix their eyeliner. And the brush that I'm using to apply this liner is the Real Techniques Fine Liner Brush. I absolutely love this brush when applying gel liner. it helps me achieve that nice precise line that you always want when you're applying gel liner. After that, I go in with my mascara, and for the top lashes, I go in with the CoverGirl one. And I really like this mascara because it really evenly distributes throughout my lashes and it really helps hold the curl. And for my bottom lashes, I go in with the Maybelline Falsies Big Eyes mascara. I just use the side that says lower lashes. And on my waterline, I just go in with this Rimmel London eyeliner, and it's in the color Nude. So next I'm going to be moving on to my lips, and I'm going to be doing a nice bold berry color. So here I'm going in with this Rimmel London lip liner, and this is the color Ravish. And when applying a dark lip liner like this, you definitely want to make sure that you take your time, because any little squiggly line or anything like that that you have will definitely be very easy to notice. And for lipstick, I'm going to be going in with the color Rebel by MAC. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful berry color, and I think this is a great color for fall. Okay, so I'm moving on to a little bit of bronzer, and I wasn't really going for so much of a contoured look here, just more of a little bit of bronze look, just trying to bring a little bit of color to my face. And for that, I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Okay, so last but not least is blush, and for this I'm going in with Peachy Keen by MAC. I'm just going to apply this to my upper cheekbones, and then after that I'm just going to go in and blend everything out. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching.